Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a loot from training 200 mil combats and invention at Airuts. I killed around 82,000 Airuts in total. It took me around 138 hours, and that was spaced around over 16 days of doing Airuts. I gotta admit it was quite boring, but the XP per hour was actually amazingly good. It's around 1.3 mil XP per hour for invention if you're siphoning. It's around 2 mil or just a little bit above that if you're not siphoning. I used tier 80 armor, so Torva with Noxious Scythe. Everything was augmented, and I did have some gizmos on there. It's also around 1.4 mil combat XP. That includes the cannon XP that you gain. I had mine switched to defense since I was already done ranged. And it's around 9 to 9.5 mil GP per hour on average. It really does range on how much you're AFKing and how many kills you're getting per hour, because you can get between 550 to around 650 kills an hour, and that does have quite a large impact on how much GP you'll make per hour. So let's start looking at the loots, and in the non-tradable stuff, I did get 10 effigies during this entire time. I did a little recording, like I did 40,000 and then recorded all this stuff that I got, and then I did another 40,000 and then recorded all the stuff that I got. And in my first 40,000, I only got 2 effigies, and I got 2 brawlers at the same time. So I figured everything was really rare, but on my next 40,000 I only got 1 brawler, and that was on almost my last 100 kills for that time, but I got 8 effigies during that time. And then when I looked at other people's videos, I kind of started noticing that I got really unlucky for brawlers, but I couldn't find that much information on how rare effigies are from these guys. But they're definitely not as good as Dark Beast, so if you're hunting for brawlers or other rare drop tables, I'd definitely go there. So let's get into the price check now, and I'm going to go from the cheapest to the best price check. So this is the first 3 items. This is just stuff that's overflow from the other stuff that I got. The 3 brawlers I did get were melee brawler. I used that one up while I was doing the Airuts, so I pretended that the magic one is there. A mining and a fire making, so 1 useful one, 1 semi-useful one, and 1 completely useless one since I'm already 200 mil. The rune plate bodies, these are rare drop tables. If I'm not mistaken, I got 3 of them. You get around 20 to 23, I think, per drop. There's a bunch. I got 6 prayer potion drops for rare drop table, and then just I think twice I got coal ore. Again, this was actually close to when I was done. I didn't get any rare drop table coal until then. Now let's get some of the other stuff here. Let's go to the loot tab. Withdraw. There we go. So these are the amount of charms that I got. I did finish this up. I did get an extra around 3,000 charms, or sorry, 2,000 charms for Crimsons because it was double charms or extra charms since it was the Slayer bonus weekend. And so the charm number is a bit off. If you'd like a better charm number, I'll put it in the description of exactly how much I should have gotten without all the bonuses. And very good for charms, as you can see. On the wiki it says it's around 53%. I'm getting a little bit more than that. I think if I take the bonus ones off, it'll be better. But let's price check this stuff, and it comes up to 49 mil. So that's quite good. That's getting quite a lot better than the first price check. So this is just all the rare drop table, loop have keys. A lot of these dragon stones are 2 separate drops that I got of 55 and 45, I think. And then the rest of them are just from the single drops for common rare drop tables that you get. A lot of dragon stuff. A lot of dragon stuff. Is kind of impressive how much I got. A lot of teak planks. Some mahogany planks. So it's just tons of skilling supplies for the most part. I didn't pick up all of the rare drop tables. Especially in the beginning, I just didn't want to bother. It was close to halfway through that I started picking up even the rune arrows. I think I'm missing around 6,000 or 8,000 rune arrow heads. Again, Lanodyne seeds, I didn't pick up everything. I did leave most of it on the ground. So this is a rough estimate. And then let's get to the big one. And that's going to be the rest of the loot. And this is it. There's actually more. There's around... Exact number is very close to this, but 49.5 mil worth of coins that also goes along with this. And this is just the normal drops from Airuts without any of the rare drop tables. These are the regular drops that you'll get. And this is where a bulk of the money is going to be made. That's 1.25 bill for that stuff. So that's completely obliterates the other two items. So the rare drop tables are a good chunk of money, so it ended up being around 55 mil, but this is where your actual money is going to be made. Just when you see like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 coins, it doesn't seem like much, but it adds up over a long period of time. And it ended up being 49.5 mil almost. The rest is just the normal drops. So you have your air bones, your rune drops, only 3 spears, but that's because I used a spring cleaner the entire time. And spring cleaners have a 100% chance of dismantling spears. For some reason, on 3 different occasions, it did glitch out. I did record almost all of this, and I went back and looked at the footage when I did actually get these. And I don't know why it didn't work with the spring cleaner. I'm guessing there was a little glitch, or maybe somebody tagged it, but I didn't see that in the video. I was the only person at that spot, so 3 mysterious spears that I magically managed to pick up. And then lots of runite ore. Of course, the bulk of the money is going to be the air bones, which are a bit cheap right now. They're under 6k, but I'm guessing they'll go up. I am holding on to most of this loot because a lot of this stuff is extremely cheap right now. So you have your runite ore, and then your coal, which is also worth quite a bit. Your bars, which are worth quite a bit. Your addy bars, which have almost 60% of their regular price. These things are usually 3,500 each, but since everybody's camping Airuts, they've gotten a lot cheaper. Same thing with your magic logs, which are 578. So if you've ever wanted to get 99 fire making and you wanted to AFK at bonfires, there's your way. Or even U logs if you'd like. 235,000 U logs. That's probably one of my favorite items in the entire thing. Even though it's worth a very small amount of GP, just seeing that large white stack of items is just really nice to see. On top of that, herbs, these are almost half of what they're usually supposed to be worth, but again, lots of people are camping Airuts and lots of people are picking up their drops. And then a ton of ceramic scales, like everything else, which have crashed, but it's a ton of them. And since I'm hoping we're going to be getting augmentable tier 90s soon, hopefully they'll go up, or I might just use them myself for PVM purposes. So that's going to be the bulk of the loot. And now let's discuss the actual profit that I made, because in total this is around 1.3 bill worth of loot, and just for raw costs I used around 86,500. It was actually 86,500 magic note papers, and I bought all those for around 2,300 each, and that cost me around 199 mil. And then there's also 376,000 cannonballs that I used. That's 186 mil in costs. You also have 100 mil in charges. Not 100 mil GP, but 100 million charges, which is almost exactly 100 mil coins. 120 siphons. The thing with the siphons is I made them myself on an alt before I even started doing this. So it only would cost me around 12 mil. Normally that'd cost you around 36 mil if you were to buy them through the GE right now. 47 scrimshaws of vampirism. You use a lot of those, and I bought them for around 2.2 mil each, and that's around 103 mil GP. I used 90 blood nihils. I did die the first couple times and lose a couple, so that's the number's a bit higher and a bit more inflated than it should be. But I did start using a ring of death partway through, so that anytime I was AFKing too hard and I did die, that I wouldn't lose the nihil, which helped out quite a bit. I also used around 20 mil GP worth of pots and food. For the most part, it's just super restores that I count. I don't count the Supreme Overload salves that I use, because that's a way that I train my herb lore, especially since I'm not even 200 mil yet. That's just a cost of training the skill. Food, I use around 3 rock tails every couple hours. You don't really need food. You're perfectly fine with the setup that I was using at least. I also used around 8,500 springs for my spring cleaner, which cost me around 17 mil there. And then 23 onyxes, which cost me around 32 mil in total. So if we add that all up, that's 677 mil in costs. And with me making around 1.3 bill, 1.31 bill in loot, it ends up that I made 632 mil profit in the time that I spent at Airuts. So that's almost doubling my money. So it adds up to actually being around 9 mil to 9.5 mil GP that you make an hour in just normal drops, and all the drops together. And then with all your costs and everything taken out of that, it's around 4.5 to 5 mil GP profit per hour. Now, disclaimer is I did AFK really hard. In the first couple of hours, so the first 10 hours or so, I was getting around 650 kills an hour. That is going try hard and not doing anything. But partway through, I just stopped, and I was playing on 2 other accounts at the same time, and I started focusing more on those, so I AFK'd a lot. That's why I use so many onyxes, because I did die a ton of times. Even the onyxes, when I'm putting in for the price, I got those on my alt AFKing, so I didn't really want to count them, but I figured not everybody's going to have an alt that's going to be doing killing at the same time, so I put that as part of the costs. And I think that's all. And yeah, so a ton of profit, a ton of money made. If you guys do want, I'll put out a small short guide or a small clip of my live streams or just videos of how I was doing this, my gear setup, if anybody's interested. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!